It's Monday, and we working on our mental health. Come on in here. Check in with your green hearts. It's Mental Health Monday in the Light Room Facebook. Welcome, 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 welcome to the young adults. Young at heart, young in age, whatever the case may be. Welcome. Welcome to the Light Room. Come on in here. Check in with your green heart so that I know that you are here. Check in. Go ahead and share the live. Get your people on the live. Share it on your Facebook pages. Share it in your messenger groups. Share it in your family chat groups, your friend chat groups, everywhere that you are and people need to be. If you have young adults in your space, and that's 18, 20 and older, get them in the live. Get them in the live. On the evaluation, they were asking for people who actually, my sister here, I don't know what I'm going to do with Judy. Welcome in, Judy. Nice of you to check in, stopping by the Light Room with your green hearts. Go ahead and share the live on your page. But like I said, it's just something extra special for me when the young people are willing to be courageous enough to tell their stories. We don't have to wait till we're, 40, 50, 60 years old to let people know what we've grown from. Some people have stories at 21, right? Some people have a lifetime of testimonies, things they've overcome at age 21. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. That's what we're going to find out about tonight. So go ahead, check in with your green hearts, right? Check in with your green hearts. Y'all know we like to fill up the room. I don't like my guests just talking to me. I want them to have other people to talk to, other people to hear their story, their testimony as well. So go ahead and check in with your green hearts. We're live. Let us know you're here. Share this on your page. My mother is here. It is the month of May, National Mental Health Awareness Month. I hope you have done something. I hope you have shared something. I hope you have learned something, be it in the light room, outside of the light room, wherever, that contributes to bettering your mental health. All right. So this is National Mental Health Awareness Month. It is celebrated across the land, across the nation. We want to talk about mental wellness, mental health as it relates to how we process. Oh, I'm sorry. It's also May, Mother's Day. Is that what you're talking about? Okay, okay. It's Mother's Day and my mother's birthday. My grandmama and granddaddy did not think this all the way through. So I have to buy 2 gifts. But May 11th is my mother's birthday. If y'all didn't know, now you know. I did it right. I got it. But it's National Mental Health Awareness Month. And we want to make sure that we begin to cultivate a healthy mindset, healthy ways of responding to life instead of reacting to life. I'm sorry. Also, in May, listen, May is that month, right? People are graduating from high school, college, kindergarten, first grade, all those grades. People were born in this month. My niece was also born in this month. May 14th is Maya's birthday. See, I was going to let you say that when you got on here. But welcome to the Light Room, guys. Go ahead and check in with your green hearts. Go ahead and share this live. You know all the holidays that happen in this month. These are all holidays in this one month. We have birthdays. We have National Mental Health Awareness Month. And we're going to talk about, at some point, we're going to touch on grief once more and again, because it continues to be a present part of life for all of us. And we know that it's a normal part of life, but it's still hard. It's still tough. So to anybody who has lost anybody, my condolences and my love to you, my prayers to you. Allow the good times that you all have shared to carry you through the rest of your life and your time. Allow the memories to sustain you. Feel whatever you need to feel. But tonight, right? Tonight we're talking about the testimonies, right? We're letting the young adults have this space tonight. And you could be young at heart, young in age. It doesn't matter. But tonight's guest is young in age. She's a young adult. So go ahead and get your teenagers on this live. And I think it's so important. I'm so proud that she's willing to come into this space and share her story out loud, right? Because again, a lot of times people are way up in age before they begin to share what has happened to them in their life. And so to have the guest tonight be 21, willing and courageous enough to share her story. I hope to the parents, if you have children, please be involved in this conversation. Allow them to come in and sit in on this conversation because, like I said, I know the story, but it's such a blessing to be able to have her here alive and well to tell her own story. So we've set the atmosphere, we set the room once more. And again, I am Marquita, your mental health advocate and coach. This is the Light Room where we educate, we empower, and we equip the Black and Brown communities with the knowledge, the tools, the skills, the resources to advocate for their mental health. Everybody's not diagnosed with a mental illness, but everybody on God's green earth has mental health. We want good mental health. That determines how you make decisions, how you respond to life's changes, challenges, and transitions. So we're always working on our mental health. Go ahead and share this live. Welcome to the Light Room. If this is your first time, I hope it's not your last time. Remember to engage if the guest says something that you resonate with, something that you want to send love on. Make sure you use your reactions. Tap your screen, give hearts, thumbs up, care, whatever you need to give to respond. If you have questions, don't be shy. This is a safe space. This is a welcome space. We're here to educate, empower, and equip. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring my guest in so we can go ahead and get this started because I'm excited. I am excited. While I do that, again, go ahead and share. We're going to do an audio testing. I already got my headphones in. We shouldn't have a problem, but I'm going to do an audio testing. So if you hear any feedback or any disconnect, anything, just make sure this is good before we really get down into it because I don't want y'all to miss any of this. All right. So welcome to the Light Room, Jamaya. Let me position it then. You got your phone on the stand because I hear feedback. So if you can hear us, I need y'all to let me know if y'all hear feedback. It's fine for me. I just don't want the messages coming across to be static and y'all get feedback and y'all don't understand it. I can take it. I can take a little feedback, okay? But I can hear you fine. So if y'all that's listening can give us a little feedback on the audio, are we clear? Am I clear? If she's clear, if there's an echo, if there's feedback, before we get started, you ain't gotta be happy. Ain't it though? And I don't even know why. I probably got to put a pillow. Okay, my mom says clear. I probably need to put a pillow in my chair or something. I do look like it's only my head, huh? I don't know how to make it.
I'm so like TT, you so little.
Okay, change it. But I'm sitting on my move. Okay, you know what? You're right. Now listen. I made a bootleg phone holder now, Nancy. Cause that's just what we have to do when we got to do what we got to do. How about that? Does that work? Yeah. Does that work? We got a good frame. I can't move too much. Yep, you too short. I do what I can do when I can do it. All right. So we're live. Welcome to the Light Room. Jamaya, welcome to the Light Room, girl.
What's up, TT? How y'all doing today?
I am absolutely elated to have you in this space. Again, I think it's very courageous of you to come into this space, to be willing to openly share your story, to share your testimony, to share your life as a young adult. So sit back, relax. You're not on Dr. Phil. That girl said she felt like she was going to be on Dr. Phil. Hey, we do what we can over here in the Light Room. But so y'all know how we do in the Light Room. I tell you how I met the guest, then I allow the guests to introduce themselves to you. Well, I met the guest 21 years ago because she's my niece. All right. So she's my niece. She's been a part of my life, all of her life. Even to the point where we were in the same house. So I have definitely had a direct hand in raising her to become the person that she is. And I am absolutely proud, girl. I know the story from the back end to the front end. I know the things you've overcome. So to see you in this space, I'm absolutely proud of you. So we're going to open up the Light Room and we're going to share what's necessary in this space with the people. So that's how I know tonight's guest, Jamaya. So Maya, you want to introduce yourself to the Light Room, let them know who you are, share whatever you want to share.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jamaya, the David Ruffin of the family,
Not David Ruffin.
Today I'm just coming on to share, a little bit of my story. Hopefully my story can touch someone and, they can tell it to someone who can tell someone who can tell someone, just ongoing stories and ongoing, praises and ongoing testimonies is what we trying to reach out and do tonight.
Come on,
So,
testimony.
yeah.
So my mama said she got feed. You can hear it. So
She like,
feedback from me. You can hear feedback from me. So let me test this audio. I don't need no problem with my audio. Okay.
how let
All
come
right. So
maybe?
am I clear now?
Yeah, TT, you
Am I
clear on
clear?
my end.
Okay. So I'm clear now. All right. So Jamaya, again, thank you for coming to the light room. So that's her. We're here to talk about the testimony, about the story. So you said, let me tell my story, TT. I feel like I can help somebody. So what encouraged you or what prompted you to want to come into this space and tell your story?
Um, well, like the day, like I said, the day that I reached out to you, a young woman reached out to me, wanted to hear more of my story, and like she was inspired because she only seen like bits of pieces of what was going on. So when I actually told her my story, it actually touched her wholeheartedly to the point where she was able to seek help. So I feel as if I'm able to, like share what I've been through because I'm at peace with it. So I can share and educate and, touch somebody else with my story and I may be helping them. So I just feel like your room, the light room, was the perfect place to do it, especially during the month of May, Mental Health Awareness Month.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the fact that somebody else, another young person reached out to you, I think that's really big, really major. So thank you for being a healthy, safe place for her,
Mm-hmm.
and giving her what she needs so that, like you said, she can seek help. And so talking about your
Thank you for
story.
giving me the resources I need so I can be able to help her.
Yeah, I bet, yeah,
Thank
I
you.
bet. So when you talk about your story, what's your story?
Girl.
What's the give us enough of the story without, us having to, because we can go a while on the story, but just give us enough of the story to make sense here in the light room.
Um, man, I don't even know how to start. I just know my ending. Uh, so like, well, I lost my mom pretty young, so that started the what's the word? It started the whole thing. Um, and like as a young woman losing your mother like that young in age, it's kind of hard, And then for me losing her, I grieved with it differently. Like grief comes in many ways, forms, shapes, and sizes. Like it don't all look the same. People may cry, people might, you know what I'm saying. So I dealt with it as how I felt, like how I knew how to deal with it. And so for me, that led to me self harming. My first time self harming was maybe like a little bit after my mom's funeral, but I never told anyone. But like my first time self harming to where the point where it was noticeable, that's when I knew, okay, now it's time to, actually lock in, lock in with a therapist or lock in with somebody, or just go seek help.
So when you
So
say self-harming, what
right.
do you mean self-harm?
Well, self harming, like causing harm to yourself. So for me, self harming is for me self harming was causing harm to myself to release what I got going on inside because I use that as a release. So for me, I used to cut, um, yeah, cut on my skin, um, and like I said, for every cut, it's a this why I'm doing it, this why I'm doing it, whoop the whoop. So that was my way of releasing, um,
So
through
hold
an
on.
unhealthy coping skill.
You said cutting, like you
Yeah,
would literally cut,
yeah,
like
like
take a
literally.
knife or a razor and
Yeah,
cut your skin.
yeah.
How did you like?
Girl, in
How?
that moment you don't feel it. Like all you know is you want some release, okay? That's all you know. But so for me, I didn't feel it wasn't a razor or it wasn't my arm. It was my form of release. I got to release this right now in some way, somehow. That was just my comfort zone and how I dealt with whatever I was going through. Like, and I found it, just
Wow.
like because you don't feel it, not in that moment, but after.
After. Man, so you real life would take a knife or a razor, but and those that are listening, I know about the self-harming. I know the type of self-harming, but the reason I'm asking her to explain it is because there are some young people and maybe some older people who self-harm. And if you're familiar with the story on Netflix called Jeannie in Georgia, the daughter self-harms by burning. So she actually takes a cigarette lighter and burns the inner parts of her thighs. And that's how she releases her pain and her frustration. And that's also another reason that, opening up the space in our community and our culture to talk about the things that bother us in our minds, in our emotions. And so think about it. She said she needed to release, and she was releasing what she was thinking about, what she was experiencing mentally. And her release came in the form of causing harm to herself physically, right? And so, again, mental health is not something that we can continue to make a cliche. It's not something that we can push under the rug and act like it's no big deal. Because as she just told you for her own self, she would literally take a razor or a knife and cut her arm, right? And so, with that, do you have like a diagnosed mental illness?
I do. Back in either 2018 or 2019, I was diagnosed with major depression disorder, also bipolar depression disorder, and post-traumatic stress disorder.
Hold on, run those back. You were diagnosed with what?
Major depression disorder, bipolar depression disorder, and post-traumatic stress disorder.
Wow.
I'm trying to get this.
And how old were you? Yeah, thank you for that light. How old were you?
Uh, Maybe
16.
16, 17.
Mm-hmm. And so how did you go about getting those diagnoses?
Well, okay. So, it was after my second visit to Lakeside. Lakeside is a mental institution that you go to get help. All
Mm-hmm.
right, you go
Mm-hmm.
down and lay down, and you get you some help.
Get you
So
some
after
help.
my second visit to Lakeside, my TT, you took my TT took me to Alliance, and from there I was diagnosed from the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And from my sessions from my psychiatrist was, tied all into
Mm-hmm.
the diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's why I got that from.
And so how we got to that point of getting to Alliance Healthcare for the diagnosis, and parents, I really want us to know how to pay attention. We won't know everything, but those things that we need to know, we need to know. When a child is experiencing psychosis, which is exactly what she was experiencing. So she called me, and like she just stated, her mother's deceased. And so she called me and she said, TT, they laughing at me, they won't stop laughing at me. And, she was just saying things. And then she mentioned her mom. And I said, say, who is they? Like, who's laughing at you? Who's talking to you? She's like, my mom and them, they won't stop laughing at me. And so I knew then that we were in a situation. And so I left the place that I was at and I went to my brother's house, which is where she was at the time, because I needed to put my eyes on her. And I realized that, again, she was having hallucinations or experiencing psychosis. And so we got over there. And when I got over there, she was standing in the yard, with what was that, girl? An
Yeah,
axe or
I
something, an axe
act,
in her hand. You know what I'm saying? And so this is how real it gets. And I'm just gonna say, my brother was not familiar with the behavior. He was not familiar with the diagnosis. He was not familiar with, he didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things in our culture when our children are experiencing these mental health challenges. So you were what, 12, 13 when your mama died?
somewhere
You
around
know, 12 or 13, you lose your mother, you get like she's been through multiple transitions, almost her entire life. And so going through these multiple transitions, losing your primary caregiver, ending up, going to different places with different people that you sometimes know nothing about. That's a lot to take on. And so she began to have these hallucinations. She began to have this pretty much a mental break, a mental breakdown. And I am grateful that I was in the space to be a part of it, because, like I said, it's not something that we regularly see in our community. And if we see it, we don't know what to do with it. And so my brother wasn't sure how to respond to it, what to do. And I reached out to Alliance Healthcare in Memphis and got her an appointment. And that's where the treatment started, And so you said during your second visit to Lakeside, how did you get there the first time? What was the first visit to Lakeside about?
Oh, the first visit was like I confided into one of my friends about, how I was feeling like, and still to this day, I had to grow up and I had to realize, like, in that state that I was in, if he didn't say anything, I probably wouldn't be here today to tell this story. So for if you watching this, Robert, locked in.
Shout out to Robert.
So so I confided into one of my friends, I even wrote a note like, girl, it was gonna go down after school, okay? So I wrote the note, I slid it to my best friend at the time, and I told him, I'm like, hey, this our last time. I'm done. I can't handle it. I'm only 15. And I'm already been going, life already been kicking my ass. So I'm like, that's it. So he went and told our guidance counselor, and she reached out to me. She pulled me out of my class. She trying to get it out of me. I'm not saying nothing. Baby, it got real when she called them fucks, okay? I told her lady everything she wanted to know, baby. Just don't take me.
Just don't take me.
But I'm glad that she did. But because, like, I looked at it as how society looked at it. Oh, I'm finna go ready to go to a crazy house, or I'm finna get ready to go to a mental institution. But in reality, it's a place that people go to seek help. Because in that state of mind that I was in, I was, discombobulated. It's so much that goes into this mental health thing, man. TT, it's crazy. Like, I'm blessed that I was, I'm just happy and thankful for everything that I went through, because it made me who I am today. And so if I didn't say anything to anyone, then I wouldn't know, what's going on right now. So I appreciate Lakeside for, taking me in, giving me the treatment, and giving me the resources that I need to survive and, like, deal with stuff.
Shout out to Lakeside. Shout out to Robert and the school counselor. So you
Amen.
said Lakeside gave you some resources. So what are some of those
Yes,
resources that you use? Because you have three diagnoses. You have
definitely.
three diagnoses. What are some of the resources that you use?
They definitely hooked me up with that lifeline. It's open 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Okay, if you feeling anything, call them folks. Don't do it yourself. Don't do it to yourself, because you ain't getting rid of that pain. That's why I have to tell myself, you're not getting rid of that pain, baby. You only transferring it. So everything that you're feeling, you finna transfer it onto your family, because they have to walk into the place to see you in that state. You know what I'm saying? So don't do it, baby. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Call them people.
Call
Okay.
988 is the people, guys.
988. My sister got all the resources. So I'm telling you.
988 is the people, guys. Definitely
Yes.
988 is the people. What are some of the
Yes.
other resources you've learned to use? Because
Um,
we've been going through this
Coping
for a
skills,
while. Yeah, what are some of
for
your
sure.
skills?
Coping skills. That's big. Like I said, my coping skill for me was self-harm. So they taught me that's negative coping skill. Anything that's causing harm to yourself, others, or any of that, that's just not good. That's negative coping skills. So they taught me positive ones. They taught me journaling. So instead of self-harming, if I feel like I want to go out here and cut, I'm going to pick up a journal. If I want to go out here and cut, I'm going to go to the gym. They just hook you up, find you ways that for you, that works for you, because not my coping skill might not work for you. So you be like, oh, this ain't working. I got to resort back to how I know how to release. You have to find things that's better for you. And then for me, I picked up the wrong coping skill before you know, before the motherism. So I started smoking it. You know what I'm saying?
We keep it real and
So
live in the light room. Y'all listen. She ain't 65. This is real talk. This is
for
really
real,
what happens,
for
in the
real, like,
life of our young people. People keep saying these young people need this, that, and the third. Like, here we are in the space.
Like, have
Open,
y'all
honest, and real.
for real? Like, I want parents who just nit or not. I ain't gonna say nitpick at their kid, or like have a kid that's, you know, pay attention to them. Them kids that covering themselves up, even in the summertime. Boy, you know it's 180 degrees outside. Why do you have on a hoodie, son? What's going on? Why do you have on long sleeves, son? What's going on? Son, why is you picking up that blank? What's going on? Like, you just have to talk. Don't talk at them. Because I've learned that when you talk at someone who's in that state of mind, they will shut down. You ain't going to get nothing from that person. But when you talking to them, that's where it comes from. Now back to these dopes, TT. So yeah, I picked up drugs. Well, not at least I drugs. I smoked
Okay.
marijuana.
I was
Oh,
like,
girl,
let's.
hold on, we having a blackout. Marijuana. My computer died. So I transferred one negative coping skill to the next because I mean, let me elaborate on that. So let me go back to the self-harming. So I took self-harming as a release and as an escape. So I was like, okay, well, I know I can't self-harm no more because I cut the wrong way then. Okay. So I'm like, well, I can just go roll me up a blunt. So that same release and that same escape that I was getting from self harming is what I took and transitioned it into the weed. And now it's like I had to realize that that's still a negative coping skill.
There's a negative
Because
coping
not
skill.
only I'm not enjoying my high anymore. I'm using this, I'm using the weed as an escape. I'm using the weed as I'm running like, you know, you get in flight, freezing, uh
Prawn.
you know, the
Mhm.
three. So for me, the drugs was the flight mode for me. Because like I said, if I'm high, I'm not gonna deal with nothing. I don't want. That's the whole reason of me
Escaping.
wanting to get high. Yes. So, but I feel as if when you start to deal with stuff and you actually start to like handle it, and you go about doing it the right way, starting to see change. That's when you starting to see, progress. That's when you starting to actually get the real release. Because you're
Absolutely.
not releasing anything. You're
Absolutely.
just putting it off for the moment. And then once something else come back again, bam, all they just hit you right back. Now you gotta go hit another blunt, and then another blunt, and then another blunt. And then sometimes blunt just may not be enough. That's
It.
when I started drinking. Baby, I was never the drinker. But the weed wasn't doing it at one point in time. So I
Transferring.
transferred it again. And then I had to stop that cycle of transferring things and actually deal with them. So once I learned to actually deal with my
Yeah.
problems, baby, everything became what? Oh, you make me mad, baby. I'm finna go journal like I ain't never journaled before, baby. And when I get done with that journaling, I'd have been released everything that I need to be done.
Yeah.
Because I know if I hold on to that, me personally, that can't linger with up in me because I done fought so hard to get
Yes, you
from that.
have.
And like, I have fought so hard to get from that and to get into a place where I'm able to release my ways in a healthier way. So it's not like I can't allow myself to do that to myself. Cause it's like, girl, we here. We made it. We
So it sounds
good.
like you done
Like,
learn a little forgiveness, huh?
girl, I'm telling you, y'all gotta forgive. Y'all have to forgive.
So who you done had to forgive?
Parents, everybody. Kids gotta forgive. Parents gotta forgive. My generation gotta forgive, especially the kids in my generation. Cause it's like everybody. It's like I don't know why is it so popular to the our parents. It's they like I don't know why is this such a popular thing where to be beefing with your parents or to not mess off with your family or something like that. Like I don't know why that's so popular because baby, it really takes a village to raise a child. But people
Absolutely.
have to understand like we're all human. Just like we're learning and we're growing, they were learning and they were growing as well. They might just be their only form of the way that they know how to do it because that was instilled into them. So I feel like a simple conversation and like to truly forgive someone that'll bring you more peace than it would to go beat them or to, you know, anything like that. That'll really bring you peace to learn to forgive.
Now my niece talking better than y'all reacting. I don't see no hearts. I don't see no whatever. Maybe it's because of the
Mm-mm.
screen I'm on, but I'm gonna need to see some hearts. I'm gonna need to see some fire. I'm gonna need to see something. Because if you know this young woman right here, if you knew the Maya from the back in the day, right? It's like flipping on and off the light switch, baby. She'll be cool as a cucumber, then she'll be a whole fire and will burn the house down, okay? She will burn the house down.
Literally.
So again, I am absolutely proud. And she talked about so many things like the coping skills, transferring, you know, the feelings, transferring the escape really from marijuana and drinking. Deal with it. Listen, that's a lifesaver for 30, 40, 50-year olds. Deal with your stuff before it starts to deal with you, because you don't escape it. It doesn't go anywhere. It just piles up. When you come down off that high, when you get out that person's bed, when you get off of that, you know, when you come down off being drunk, when you get through throwing up in the bathroom, you still got those same problems. You still have those same situations that you have to work through. So listen, my niece was talking better than y'all was reacting. I don't know what's going on. Maybe my phone's stuck. Maybe my
And
phone's
then
stuck.
again, Titi, like I just want to show what I had to learn. Um, I had to learn that I couldn't heal because I was pretending not to be hurt. I'm saying again for y'all. I could not heal because I was pretending not to be hurt.
She didn't tell me she was gonna preach now. You ain't tell me you was gonna preach, girl.
Titi.
The baby said she couldn't heal because she was pretending not to be hurt.
Yeah.
What that mean?
You can't heal like that.
What that
You
mean,
cannot heal.
Maya?
Because if I'm walking around here pretending to be happy and I say, oh, I'm at peace with this, I'm at peace with that, in reality, I'm killing my own self. Me personally, when I get done smiling in front for y'all, I still gotta go home with this. I gotta carry all of this with me. So for me,
That's
it's
scripture.
like I can release all of that back to you. I
Yeah,
ain't gotta carry that.
that's
I do
it.
not have to carry that, baby. And then not only, like I said, now I don't have to carry that. That's why I forgive. I give that back to you. I give that energy back to you because I forgave you. Not only for I forgave you for me, for you, so we both can heal. We all can be coexisted in one. And then I feel like, and if you pretending, you pretend to be happy and you fake it till you make it for so long, it ain't gonna work.
It
Baby,
ain't
all
gonna
that
work.
is gonna blow up. Cause it's like the more you fake it, the more stuff that comes to you. I'm talking about, boy, you could be out here like you just the jolliest person in the world. Oh, man, my car note, my house, my kids, my boyfriend, my job, my this, my that, my third. But you study around here smiling. You study around here smiling. You ain't allowing yourself to feel. You're numbing yourself. You're running. You're not dealing with it. You're running.
I'm so proud.
And so
Auntie so proud.
so because you're in this flight mode, you're not able to heal, baby, because you won't sit still and deal with your issues.
Okay, come on, co-host.
All
Listen,
right.
I'm telling you, I am looking at the phone trying to get out on me. I'm telling you, y'all, I have watched this young lady, and I know when I say a firecracker, like this baby was a firecracker. You can say one thing to her, she finna come for your head. Literally. See how fast them hands is, girl? I'm like, she literally about to come for your head, but you know, to hear her using these coping skills, to using the right terminology. And again, this is what happens in the light
Thank
room:
you, boo.
educate, empower, equip our community. And I'm so, again, I'm proud that she's a young adult starting here telling the story, not waiting till, you know, you're 40, 50. So much of life has broken down. This is what she's learned. This is what she's gone through. This is what she's done at this space. And that gives her, you know, even more life and more leverage to live. Learning how to forgive, she just added 15 plus more years to her life just by doing that one thing, learning how to forgive. She said the smoking and the drinking, all that wasn't even getting done what needs to be done. Ain't enough blunt. Wasn't that said? Ain't enough blunts, Jesus. You have to deal with what's in front of you. You have to deal with those things that's causing you to hurt so you don't hurt yourself.
Mm.
That's good, Maya. You said the reason you couldn't heal was because you were pretending that you was not hurt.
Mm-hmm. For
How
the longest.
how has how has your journey with mental illness, your mental health, like your mental health, like you're a parent now, right?
I
So
am.
what does that look like as a mother, like having a baby?
Man, it's no other feeling in the world. Like I can tell you that. The amount of joy that my son brings to me, nothing on this earth can top it, literally. And then not only that, it's like he makes me want to be better. Like he makes me want to do better. I want to give him better. I want to learn more, so I'm able to, deal like as a black woman raising a black son, especially on my own. And in this day and time, I want to be educated in all forms, like especially mental health, like because from my background, I know, you know what I'm saying. So I want him to come to me like, Mom, this what happened at school today. I want it to be an open house. Boy, come tell me about all the little floozies that you got going on.
Not the
Because if we get a
floozy.
relationship like that, and he know that he can come to Mama and talk to Mama about anything, and he know I won't close my doors on him when he's feeling something up here or something ain't right up here, or he feeling anything, he always gonna come to me, and I can be an advocate, and I can get him the resources that he need for him to seek help. Like I'm telling baby, it's okay. But
Yeah.
it is okay. I'm telling you, if you gotta go lay down,
Go,
son,
hey, go lay down
go
for a
and go
couple
lay
days.
down. I'm telling you, it's all right. It's all right
Yeah,
because when you get back up, you're gonna get back up stronger than what you
that's
was when
it.
you lay down.
That's it.
So it's like cool by me, doing the motherhood
Wow.
thing, girl. Took 9 months off, baby. I'm excited for some of them.
So with that, you said it takes a village to raise these babies. Who's in your
Yeah.
village, Maya? Who's in your community? Who has
Oh,
helped you through this process? This girl, wow.
stop,
Like,
stop, girl. You
who helped
stop,
you, girl? Who has been your support? Who's in your community?
girl. You
Tell the people, girl. Tell
You
them
know
who in
we
your
locked
community.
in. You know we locked in for sure, my TT. But I have a big family, a big, strong, praying family behind me, baby. And I know if I get in that group chat, girl, baby, and say anything, one thing about it, them prayers gonna get sent.
That's it.
Okay? And we ain't gotta talk today, tomorrow, whatever. But like I said, if reaching your family is important, especially your immediate family. So like my dad, we done overcame so much. I'm so grateful for my dad, man. It's ridiculous. I'm telling y'all gotta forgive y'all parents, man. Lock in. They really some cool peeps. Well, I know my folks is.
She said they really
So,
some
like
cool
I'm
people.
saying, my
Shout out
dad,
to my brother.
shout out to Pops, my dad, my sisters, my aunt, especially you, Tita, but my aunties, my uncles, like my son really has some good, positive, praying people around him, and I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
Even the little friends that I do have, because it's like, you know, once you start to grow, and you start to see your purpose in life, that's when you really start to see who's for you and who's not, because it's like I used to be surrounded by so many people.
Mm-hmm.
You won't catch me with nobody now, because
Mm-hmm.
I have a purpose in life, and I'm growing and I'm maturing, and I'm trying to follow my purpose. I'm not trying to follow the sins of His word in the flesh and the skin, baby. I ain't got time for that, because when it all said and done, when that horn get blown, baby, I'm
That girl said,
at. I'm at. So
not
it's
the
like
horn.
I'm out. We out. 15 we is at. I'm telling you, baby, I got my. All right.
This
So
girl is wow.
I'm
So
telling you.
let me see if we got any questions. I don't know. My comment section was kind of sticking for a sec. Oh, they said I done found me a co-host. Listen, Cecilia, I'm proud. I'm telling
Thank
you,
you, Grandma.
I have watched this girl's journey. I'm so proud to have her in this space. And like I said, I know about her diagnoses. I know about what it has taken for her to get to this space, even for her to be in this space talking to y'all. Like that's a big move for her too. And I'm glad that parents will get to hear what the young people or the young adults need, or how to be a support to them. And then too, to the young people, like she said, we don't know it y'all when we're raising y'all. We figuring this thing out. Some of us grow up with our children. I was 18 years old when I had my son. So we grew up in life together. We get to do this together. But for your own betterment, for your own sake, you know, as you continue to grow and one day become parents, one of the best things you can do is forgive. And it also releases you to live the life that you have been called to live. Like she says now, she's after her purpose now. You know, she's
Amen.
living a life that's purposeful and that's intentional. So, are there any questions for her? Anything that y'all would like to know? Any signs that you may be wondering about that you've seen in your children, your grandchildren, the children at church?
Anything.
Anything that you just want to have more understanding about? And so, as we wait for those questions or comments or anything that people want to give, what has been one of the biggest or some of the most valuable lessons you've learned, you know, just in this journey?
Um, I'm gonna keep saying it, man. Forgiveness, like that's definitely the top one. Like, if I ain't, I'm telling you, you gotta forgive, man. Just for your own peace, your
For
own
your own
sake,
peace.
you gotta
Mm-hmm.
forgive for real, so you can heal. Stop pretending, y'all. Forgive
Forgive
and
so you
heal.
can heal.
Forgive so you can heal.
Wow. Forgive and
Definitely
stop
so.
pretending that you're not hurt so you can heal.
Mm-hmm. And then for me, it's knowing the signs, knowing my triggers,
There you go. Let's
knowing,
go. Let's go. There you go.
uh, knowing like, oh, that is triggers. Knowing my triggers, knowing my knowing my coping skills, and knowing how to deal with things. That, like, my
Yep.
awareness, basically.
Mm-hmm.
To have awareness is something that I learned over the years as well, because I know what to look for. So if I pick me falling off now, TTA, you know I'm finna call you, make me an appointment. TTA, something going on up there. I'm
So
telling you,
something
listen,
going on up there.
hey, something going on.
Listen.
So it's like just to be aware and
Yep.
yeah.
So y'all, to get real, it gets live. You know, we don't pre-record. Everything is live stream. Um, nephew has woke up. Nephew done woke up. But again, it's so important for you, you know, for us in the community to hear this truth. She's 21 years old. She lost her mother when she was 13, and her life has just been transitioning from that moment to this one. But the things that she has overcome, like listen at the terminology she's using it, coping skills and forgiveness and awareness. Like forgiveness is something that, you know, seasoned people have to work towards and still haven't made it to that point. And like you said, that's probably
Well,
one
it's
of the
not an
most.
overnight process.
Is not.
It's not. It does not come overnight. So you just can't say, "Well, I forgive you." No, baby, you gotta truly forgive and say, "Hey to the life that is."
That would be so
Um,
awesome. So awesome. Yeah. Hey, Jameer, the TT man. He just
look
wanted to
at
be a
you, got
part of
his
the
green
live
pen.
with his green pen. Hey, nephew. So, what's that? Let me see. Next school year, I'm going to have her come to the school and speak to the students. She has a story to tell and very inspiring words of encouragement and knowledge from her own experience. Yeah, it's from her own experience. Look, see, look at it. Yeah.
Yes.
Graduate. What school you graduated from?
MLK.
Where's that?
In Fraser,
Memphis, Tennessee. Shout out to
Memphis,
MLK
Tennessee.
Prep, Memphis, Tennessee. Thank you. So yeah, that would be great. But again, listen to the young people. Allow them to share. And this is a prime example that there are people in this generation who are willing to listen, who look for the wisdom. My phone rings all the time, right? So the young people will listen if you talk with them and
Not
not
at
talk
them.
at them.
Hello.
Yeah. Because if you talk at them, like she said, they'll shut down. That'll happen for anybody. I don't want nobody talking at me. I can't receive anything that way. So, you know, asking the right questions and waiting for the proper response. You know, I know sometimes as parent, you know, sometimes it's fear. And I know for me, a lot of times I was afraid. So I responded to my son or reacted to my son in ways that just wasn't healthy because I was afraid. And I
Mm-hmm.
know that that wasn't beneficial for him because it created anxiety in him and caused him to shut down. So this thing is a step-by-step process. It's a working together, the parent and the child. And even though you have diagnoses, mental illnesses, that doesn't have to stop your life. You know, that doesn't have to stop your life. And so with that
And it
being
doesn't
said,
define your life either.
there you go. So talk about that.
Definitely does not define you, baby.
Talk about how
So,
you've been able to not allow these things to
sorry.
define your life.
Because I feel like if you allow, okay, so I was diagnosed with major depression disorder. So if I was allowed that major depression disorder to define me, baby, I won't be as happy as I am. I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
be as joyful as I am. I won't have like such good spirits because in my head, oh, I'm sick.
Mm-hmm.
I can't deal with nothing because I'm always majorly depressed. Baby,
Mm-hmm.
that ain't me, girl.
That ain't you.
Y'all don't know nothing about me. Y'all don't know nothing about me, girl.
And I love it because this is just totally her personality. Okay, this is totally her personality. And you're right. And it's so important that you speak to yourself in the correct way. I know you have the diagnosis and that's a real thing, but what you say to yourself, it brings about more healing than the medicine sometimes, brings about more healing than the medicine. So continue to speak to yourself in such a way that's healing to yourself.
Man.
So is there anything that, you would like to share as a closeout to let people know, encourage, like 3 pointers to parents, 3 pointers to the young people, anything you want to leave the people with?
Um, Parents, just open up your house for open discussions. I don't care how minor the conversation may be. That minor conversation could lead to something so big that them kids maybe wanted to tell you for so long.
Mm-hmm.
But because they know they can't talk to their mama or they can't talk to their daddy or something like that, they gonna bottle it up. For the kids, talk to your parents. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling you, they learning with us. They didn't have us 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, still young. So like my TT said, we're growing and developing together. So life then took them up, swooshed them, and spit them out the same way that they doing you. But you have to imagine as 19, 15, 16-year-old mother. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So it's like they only doing what they do, what they know is best. So if you talk, I feel like a conversation can go a long way.
It can.
Actual real conversation where when all parties is being heard, that can do a lot. They can change a
Absolutely.
lot. And then also just awareness. Like, please be aware of the signs, baby. It's always them. It's gonna show. Depression shows. If you know that your child is all jolly and all kiki and kaka and they slacking back off that, they ain't laughing as much, they ain't coming around as much, they always in their room, they won't be by themselves. Go check on that baby. Go ask them what's going on. How was your day today at school? Or just check on them. be
Check on
aware
it.
of be aware of the changes. Be aware of the signs because there's always a sign. There's
It's
always
always.
a sign that something is going on. So you just got to be aware. And forgive people. I can't stress it enough. Forgive. You got to
Man,
forgive.
that girl done worked on that forgiveness, man.
I'm telling you.
Forgive. Well, I'm gonna tell you, hey TT man, your auntie is absolutely proud that you have continue to take care of yourself. Seeking the support, knowing where your resources are, knowing what your resources are. So to the young people that will see this video here on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you find it at, I hope you take this as encouragement to know, even though you're young in age, that doesn't mean you don't have a story. That doesn't mean you can't overcome, because you're definitely looking at an overcomer. Trust me.
Hello.
If we had a whole lot of time, we work through the details of what has happened, but we don't have that much time. But you're definitely looking at an overcomer. You're looking at somebody who has chosen to live. And I, for one, am absolutely glad. Ain't that right, TT man?
Ain't
We
it?
are absolutely glad that she has chosen to live. And because of that, there's my cute little nephew. So,
Ain't he cute,
um,
child?
yes, he is. Hey, TT man. Hey, TT. Okay. And so her name is Jamaya Shanice on Facebook. Now, listen, I know We have seasoned saints in the light room. Are you sure she's not 120? Nope, that's it. Done live the life though, Mr. C. The girl. And you know, I remember
I'll
one
be
day,
21 on Sunday, y'all.
21.
You
Okay,
gonna
I
be
keep saying you
so
21, you 20.
funny.
When we was in Memphis, and you remember when she was going to school and she was packing like these sanitary items. Like you remember you took that little girl at school, that care pack.
Yes, so and what you doing with that? I'm
I
trying to be like,
hey, hey, I didn't know. I had to check, but she was packing like, she a girl and packing all these clean up personal items and putting them in the book bag. And I'm just like, hold on now. What you need all that for? What you need all this clean up stuff for? And come to find out, like there was a young girl at school. She was like, TT, she don't have like no personal care items, and I just want to give them to her, you know. And at that time, she was still in transition from being, hostile and unforgiving and hurt and damaged and going through the things she had been through. But to see her open up her heart space for another student, and I don't even think you knew that little girl. Like y'all just went to school together,
mm-hmm.
So to see her open up her heart space and share, her personal items with this young girl, I always knew that, she had it in her. And I just thank God for, her journey and the lessons she's learned. Like she said, this baby has 3 diagnoses. 3. She could be laying on the couch saying, woe is me. I'm majorly depressed. The doctor already
Okay.
said it. She could literally be laying on the couch saying that every single day, but she's not. She's up, she's working, she's grinding, she's mothering, she's coping, she's living her life because that's what she deserves. And I am super duper proud of you, girl.
Thank
Super
you,
duper
God.
proud.
Thank
Super
you.
duper proud. So that will, and I'm gonna let me see. Yeah, because nephew, you need to be in the bed, sir. You need to
I
be in
do.
the bed.
I
So,
love you too, boo.
are there any questions before I disconnect from her? Do you have any questions for her, or anything else that you need to hear from or share with her? So as we begin to get ready to close out. But again, thank you
Hey,
for
Angel.
sharing. I'm proud of you, for paying attention as well. It's one thing to go through the process, just go to therapy just because, or go to these things, but I hear you talking back. You paid attention.
I did.
You paid attention. And so, and it's showing up in your life, it's showing up in how you're handling things. So continue to advocate for your own mental health and your own mental wellness. All right. So
Mm-hmm.
there are no questions. There are no, okay. All right. Well, girl, you done told them what you need to tell them. They got it.
All right.
All right.
Thank
So
y'all for having me.
you're very
Sure.
welcome.
I got to tap
Thank you
back
for
in. I got to tap back in with y'all.
good. Bye, girl.
All right.
Bye, TT man. All right. That's, man, listen. I know y'all didn't get the whole story, but I mean, just that alone was enough for me personally. Hearing her use these words, the terminology, knowing that she paid attention, knowing that the work that we've put in over the years to get her to this space, absolutely worth it. Young children, and this started for her early in life, and I thank God we didn't wait till she was 20, 21, 35 to get a handle on these things. We took care of these things early on. And as you can see now, at 20, I keep calling her 21 already, but at 20, she's smiling, she's joy, she's learned to forgive. Okay? Some people 95 and have not forgiven anybody, not even themselves. And so that's major. To the young people. Open up your hearts, open up your minds. This is a process. The seasoned saints used to say, if you live long enough, you'll understand. So I know your parents may have, done some things you dislike, or may have done things in a way that you feel like didn't serve you. Parents, give them the space to have open conversation, to say what they feel. You can always have a discussion, right? You should always be able to have a discussion. The safest place for your children should not be outside of your house. It should not be outside of your heart. You are their first place. You are their first safe place. What you don't know, learn it. Learn it. We learn it together. All right. The baby says she can't stress it enough. Forgive, forgive, forgive. I'm proud of her, and I'm proud of my brother, for growing together in this journey. If there are Hey, Jeffrey, if there are no other, tonight has been all that I needed it to be, all that I thought it would be. Oh, she graduated. Yeah, listen, a compliment in life. Yes, we moved to Memphis in 2015. She was eighth grade. She came the second half of the semester, graduated, top of the class. Okay, graduated high school in the top 10 of her class. Okay, with all the challenges that I'm watching her experience, she graduated top of her class, got baptized at New Direction Christian Church. Like, I'm proud. I'm absolutely proud. I'm proud of her. And she deserves to have a fulfilling life. And to any other young person who may be battling depression, who may be self-harming, it's challenging. I recognize that you are not alone. She's learned to be open. She's learned to be a safe space. She's learned to share. You see her personality. She's not me. She is who she is. So she gonna talk the way she talk. But as you saw tonight, she's been through it. She's on the journey, and she's definitely a resource. She is definitely somebody that you can talk to, who can kind of point you into the right direction. Okay, shout out to Dr. Spencer, Pastor Gerard. Um, she's definitely somebody. If she don't know, she'll know where to send you to. But thank y'all for joining the Light Room. It's been an emotional week and an even more an emotional day for me. So I don't know what time it is. It might be earlier than usual, but I'm gonna take a few minutes because my friend lost her mom tonight. So I'm just gonna take a few minutes to check in for myself, and then to check back on my friends. But if you have your parents, love on them, because you just never know. If you have your children, love on them. You just never know. It's hard, but that's what love is. It's a sacrifice of selflessness to say, I love you regardless. Y'all know how raggedy we can be. But the sacrifice that Jesus made to say, I love you regardless, is the same sacrifice that we have to make in love. Doesn't mean that people are going to be perfect. Doesn't mean that it's always going to be right. But when death comes on this side, that's it. All you have is what you could have done, what you should have done, what you wanted to do. There were so many things that I wanted to do with my father. Like, even in this podcast place, we was going to do a father-daughter podcast because just so much wisdom that he had that I wanted everybody to hear. And we just didn't get a chance to do that. So I love y'all. I'm going to go, get myself together. But thank you to my niece for showing up. Thank you for being courageous. Thank you for sharing your story. Continue to take care of yourself, continue to advocate, and continue to support anybody who reach out to you. All right. This has been Mental Health Monday. I love y'all. Good night.